Today I bought a GameCube that won't read discs, so let's see if I can fix it. To take this apart, you need a game bit screwdriver because there are 4 game bit screws on this GameCube. They're pretty easy to take off. My screwdriver's a little too fat because of that blue handle, so I had to like kind of finick with it to have it just on the end so it would reach the screws, but it was able to do that. So if you can get a little bit of a skinnier one, that would be helpful because it's pretty deep into there. So once you take off the 4 screws, then the top just pops right off. So the issue with this one, like I already mentioned, is it doesn't read the discs. So it's a problem with the laser, and I'm going to attempt to adjust the potentiometer. So you need to take off the front where the controllers plug in and the memory card. And then you've got tons of screws on this. You have these 2 little metal pieces that you need to pull off. They're just smaller Phillips head bits, a little bit of a skinnier one. And then all around the perimeter of the GameCube is tons of other screws that I used a little bit of a bigger screwdriver to take off. But it's really quite simple to take this thing apart. Just take off a few of these screws. You pull off the back panel as well, and then the fan pops off once you pull out the 2 screws of the fan, revealing 3 other screws below it. So keep in mind too, when you're putting it back together, that you put those 3 screws in first before you put the fan on top. Otherwise you can't put them in for obvious reasons. But yeah, there's just, I can't remember the number of screws. There's quite a bit of screws around the outside. So a lot of unscrewing to get this thing apart. One thing you can do that I did not here is put a disc on top of the GameCube to cover that eye to protect it. You can kind of see it to the right there. I did not do it. I do it in a little bit, however. What I'm doing here is I'm going to take it apart and adjust the potentiometer. I think this is the DL101 model. Yeah, you can see me here putting in the disc to protect it. So when you flip it over, this is the part we're working with. There's just a few little tiny screws on the back side here that you need to take off. I think there's 6 or 7 of them. So they're once again just a smaller Phillips head bit. The Game Bit one is the only one that is kind of a more specialty tip that you need. But once you get the screws off, you can pop it off, and then if you see, as I'm rotating, it'll be that top left corner right there that you're needing to adjust. So you need an ohm meter as well to adjust the ohms of what you want to get it to. I was trying to get around 180. I believe it's 100 to 300 ohms that you're shooting for. And I was trying to get to 180. So it was over 200. So I just kept doing adjustments. Once again, it's just very minor with a Phillips head bit. Once again, just very minor adjustments to try and get to what you want. The 170 probably isn't bad, but once again, I was trying to get as close to 180 as possible, and eventually I would get that. I would get to what I want, but it's also a little bit tricky too to kind of get it to read sometimes. So it just takes a little bit of trial and error, and then you may have to try and do several different adjustments. Because spoilers, I got to 180. I was happy with it. It's pretty good. Let's try that. And it still didn't work. So I went to 180. I didn't read discs. I adjusted it again to 200. I tried several different readings to try and get it to read, and I just think the laser is just shot. So it didn't work. So I had to buy a new laser online. I actually bought it from Japan because that was the cheapest. It did take quite a while. I think I've been working on this specific project, or at least it's been sitting for over a month. So I did buy a new laser, and we're going to put it in this new one. You have to make sure that it's compatible with the different models of the GameCubes. And this one was, so I was quite happy with this. One thing I did learn though is that the metal plates that are screwed into the bottoms of these lasers are different in the, and I'll show you here, but the Japanese version is different than the American version. But when I was contacting the seller, I made sure that it was compatible with the GameCube that I had. But the plate is just different, and the only difference is on the bottom right side, at least the way it's facing right now, so it'd be the back left if you're facing the GameCube, but the bottom right, where the fan comes out, there's not a little cutout for it, and I was a little bit confused. And then I looked at the old plate, and you can see there on the right side there is a cutout, and then on the left there is not. So all I did is I just swapped the plates. I took a look at it and there wasn't that much of a difference, so yeah, just I swapped the plates. I mean, you can see the build's just a little bit different, but I just took the old plate from the laser that doesn't work, and I'm putting it on the new laser that does work. So quick swap, and then you're able to just put it back into the GameCube itself, make sure it clicks in, and then I just tested it. I plug it in and then turn on the power, and then hold down the you have to hold down the door button so that the GameCube knows that it's closed and can start reading the game. And just like that, we are reading discs. Super happy about this. It was quite an easy fix. And if you have your own GameCube that's not working, you've tried to adjust the potentiometers, I picked up this new laser from Japan on eBay for 50 bucks. So for 50 bucks, you can fix your GameCube if you're not wanting to get rid of it, or if you tried to fix it and the laser won't work. I'm sure there's ways to refurbish the lasers. That's not something I've looked into. Plus, I wanted to try and quickly flip this as fast as possible. Although it took almost a month for my new laser to show up, so it was just sitting. But I mean, in the meantime, I've got other projects I can work on. So it's really quite an easy fix. I would recommend this, just swapping lasers to anybody that wants to either fix their GameCube or has broken ones that they're trying to fix and flip. So it's really easy, and then you can just assemble the GameCube back together. Once again, remember, before you put the fan on, put those 3 screws in underneath first. Then you can put the fan on, zip it all back up. And then another tip is when you're putting the shell back on, make sure the door is open. Otherwise, you can break the door buttons underneath, and you don't want to do that. So just make sure that the GameCube door is open. And then you can button it back up with the GameBit screws. So yeah, I mean, it's quite an easy fix. Once again, I think everybody should just try and fix stuff. If you don't know, look it up online, watch videos. I mean, I'm watching videos all the time trying to learn how to fix new things or when there's new problems that arise. And then things that I'm pretty confident with, I'm able to film videos and show you guys too. So once again, it's really easy and it's quite fun. It's like trying to put a puzzle back together, and I quite like that. So got the GameCube hooked up. We're gonna pop in Sonic Adventure 2, one of the greatest games on the GameCube, even though it was a Dreamcast game. He's working.